This was something I just thought it would be interesting to comment on. This is an article from RT.com, which is the publication that's put forth by Russia. It used to be called Russia Today. It's been shortened to RT. It's banned in a lot of places, in Western countries. Some Western countries, I understand. Some European countries block it totally. And I think the RT page has been removed from YouTube. Interestingly, when I'm at my local YMCA working out and I'm listening to, if I'm scrolling around on the internet, I'm not allowed to access RT.com. Isn't that interesting? That the YMCA would be so adamant about that sort of thing. I sort of thought the YMCA was apolitical, but it turns out they do have certain connections. But that's another issue entirely. But all these things are interesting to me. Anyway, this is an article that was published on the RT page. And as you can see, the title reads, "Majority of Russians believe country has too many migrants. Poll. In a recent survey, only 12% of respondents said they consider the number of foreign laborers in Russia appropriate." Okay. What I find interesting about this is, it's said that RT is just Russian state propaganda. And, I'm not naive, even though I'm pro-Russia in the sense that Russia is the enemy of my enemy. The United States government is my enemy. The Western powers are my enemy. And Russia opposes the United States, and Russia opposes the Western powers generally. And Russia has vocally or conspicuously opposed things like Drag Queen Story Hour, LGBT propaganda for kids. They've forbidden that by law. I know there's questions. People are dubious about whether or not Russia is really enjoying a revival of Christendom or not. I don't have any take on that question. But what I do think is interesting here, is that this article, which seems to be drawing attention to an internal problem within Russia, and drawing attention to the fact that most Russians, according to the survey, the vast majority of Russians think that there are too many migrants. There's too many foreign laborers in Russia right now. Would you read this kind of article in any supposedly free Western publication that belongs to the lamestream media? Would you read an article like this in the New York Times or the Washington Compost? or would you see this on CNN? Maybe you'd see it at Fox. I don't know. Yeah, this is if RT is owned by the Russian state is allowing this article, which is critical of the migrant policy of the Russian government. Well, what's going on here? And interesting that there's this commonality, isn't it? That apparently the Russian population has the same complaint that people in most Western countries have, even though we've long been propagandized to think that that the more immigrants, the better, and we should have open borders, and we're just being selfish and racist if we leave anybody out. That's what we've been propagandized from on high. But you take a poll of a sample size, representative sample size of the population, and mass immigration is not a popular thing, and not just among white people, but among people of other races, people who are descended from immigrants have these kinds of opinions as well. So I guess it's just interesting that this is in RT.com, and I'm interested in what to make of it. So I know this is a little bit obscure, a little bit niche, but if you have a hot opinion about this, a hot take on this, then let me know.